January is typically a month of renewal and new paradigms. Some will get a new gym membership that they'll never use, or commit to changing their lives in some significant way. But we're here to talk about video games, and January 2022 is the first stop on the delay tour. So many games have been pushed into 2022 due to the pandemic, which means that this year has a shot to topple 1998 as the greatest year of video game releases ever. How do things get started? Watch and find out. When you think of the Wild West, visions of cowboys with six-shooters immediately come to mind. But Weird West is an entirely different animal. This isometric immersive sim is like if Dishonored or Prey were played like Diablo. It's also made by some of the same people. It's wacky, weird, mature-rated, and unlike any other game releasing this month. Capcom's Monster Hunter series has been a massive hit for decades in Japan, and PC players finally got a taste of its magic with Monster Hunter World. Now the former Switch exclusive, Monster Hunter Rise, is making the leap to PC with a bevy of enhancements and additions. Improved graphics and performance are no-brainers, but there will also be a new, friendlier control scheme, voice chat, and nearly all the post-launch content of the Switch version. It does not have cross-platform saving, so you'll have to start from scratch. But for newcomers, it's the preferred way to play Capcom's latest entry in the franchise. One of the biggest industry shifts in the last couple years is PlayStation releasing some of its exclusives for PC. There are none bigger than the consensus Game of the Year winner from 2018, God of War. And it's not only a Game of the Year winner, many have crowned it the best game of the entire last generation. With its sequel tentatively slated to release before the end of the year on PlayStation consoles, it will kill two birds with one stone. The first is to generate more revenue from a 3-year-old game, and the second is to get people hooked on the franchise so they buy the sequel and a console to play it on. It's a win-win for everyone. There are more Metroidvania games these days than you can shake a stick at, but the Guacamelee franchise still stands out. Its unique combo of Twitch-based gameplay, labyrinthine level design, and cartoony aesthetics have made it an indie smash hit. The developer behind it, Drinkbox Studios, is taking a different path with Nobody Saves the World. This time, you can bring some friends along in this shape-shifting action RPG. You must find a missing wizard who is the key to wiping hideous creatures from the land, and you'll do it from an isometric perspective. They say that Rome wasn't built in a day, but Expeditions Rome challenges that notion. This turn-based strategy RPG tasks you with doing just that, but in your own twisted image. The hex-based grid system will seem immediately familiar to fans of the genre, and range combat is a go, with spears, arrows, and grenades a part of the arsenal. It's a historical angle on a genre that's normally fantasy-based, so if these games have not appealed to you in the past, give this one a hard look. Few games are delayed as often or as long as Rainbow Six Extraction. Originally called Quarantine, this cooperative creature shooter was initially pitched as something else. It's re-emerged as the next Left 4 Dead clone with a PvE twist. And while it still has the same operator-based character system, the tactical shooting angle of prior Rainbow Six games is all but gone. If you're feeling a little uneasy, Game Pass subscribers can give it a try relatively free. Pong is the world's first ever video game. The concept is so simple and strong that we're still getting permutations of it decades later. The latest is Windjammers 2. This cross between dodgeball and frisbee has been a thing since its debut in 1994 on the Neo Geo. It's finally getting a true sequel almost 27 years later, proving the staying power of simple, elegant design. It may look plain, but there's plenty of hidden depth in this addictive multiplayer experience. Time has been a prominent gameplay element for decades now. Whether you've manipulated the clock in The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, or rewound your mistakes in Prince of Persia, it's an element that still has some stones left unturned. Enter Kojin, Sword of Rewind. This 2D hack and slash lets you rewind to fix your mistakes, or just to land that perfect combo. You must wield a mysterious sword to save your home city from ruin, and you'll get plenty of second chances to do it. It seems like since the dawn of time, Pokemon fans have clamored for a game that plays more like a traditional open-world RPG. They're finally getting their wish with Pokemon Legends Arceus. It still features turn-based combat, but you have much more freedom to explore and capture the elusive critters in your Pokeballs. Set in the ancient past of the Sinnoh region, it combines classic tropes with Monster Hunter-style open worlds and hunting. It's a huge departure for the series, and one that may determine its future. While we haven't heard much about the next game in the Uncharted franchise, Sony doesn't want you to forget about it, especially with a film based on the series releasing next month. To prime the pump and reinvigorate interest, the publisher is releasing an enhanced collection of the latest entries for PS5. The bundle includes Uncharted 4: A Thief's End and Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. It also features higher frame rates, better graphics, and even credit towards an Uncharted movie ticket. The multiplayer mode has been canned, but it's been replaced with a PC version that's coming before the end of the year. Thanks for watching our rundown of the 10 games worth buying in January 2022. If you like what we're doing, please consider pledging to our Patreon at patreon.com/sifted. There are plenty of other great releases this month, so discover your next hidden gem at sifted.net, where you control your aggregated content feed. We'll see you next month.
Yeah! It's over! Easy peasy.